Hello grade 6, let's complete to study unit 6 in first term. Listen to exploring the histogram. What is the meaning of histogram? Before I will answer you what is the meaning of histogram, remember that characteristic of dot plot and bar graphs. So we talked about before in grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, many of shapes to drawing a graph. Is it true? Yes. So here I have the first graph. We will talk it about dot plot. You talk it about in grade 3 by another name. It's called line plot. Here we have dot plot. Okay, dot plot. You can represent by dot, but not x. It is the same graph. This displays an individual data, and it used to represent repeated numerical data as a horizontal number line. So dot plot have only one axis horizontal, has no vertical axis. Okay, so have only horizontal axis, and this data represent repeated numerical data. For example, the following dot plot represents the number of movies that 20 people have watched last month. Look at here, number of movies in the last month. How many people didn't see any movie? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many people are saw only one movie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many people saw in 2 movies? 6. How many people saw in 3 movies? 2, 4, nothing. 5, 1, 6, nothing. 7, nothing. And 9, only 1. Okay, that's called dot plot, dot graph, or dot plot. So here, characteristic of dot plot, we have something important here. First, I have a title: movie seen last month. Second, show the numerical data. How many are numerical data, not descriptive data. But number 3, here each individual data represented by a dot above the number line. Above the number line, 1 dot. Okay. Number 4, the number line is labeled with units used to measure the data. That's called dot plot. But the second graph here, it's called bar graph. Bar graph you talk about from grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, all of them we talked about for the bar graph. Display an individual data, and it used to represent categorical and numerical data. So I have 2 axes, horizontal axis and vertical axis. Yes, horizontal axis here represent the names or items, but the vertical axis represent by numbers. Okay, here now. So I have here, for example, the following bar graph show the preferred color of a number of students. So if I ask you what is your favorite color, someone tell me my favorite color is red. Another one, my favorite color is green. Another one, my favorite color is blue. Another one, my favorite color is yellow. So I can collect this data to represent the bar graph. Okay, so here how many numbers of students? It's called bar graph. Let's see that here characteristic of bar graph. Bar graph represented 2 title, favorite color. Number 2, have a 2 axes. Horizontal axis represent data which can be anything. Okay, the item, descriptive. And the vertical axis has a scale. Okay, it's a numerical. But number 3, labels for each axis. Okay, shows a categorical data. Here bar graph, I can represent it in a categorical data. Number 5, bars represent data. Okay, make bars. Number 6, each bar represented one category or one value. Okay, And number 7, equal gaps. We have equal gaps. We have here gap between two bars, okay? And number 8, bars can be rearranged, okay? But if I don't, we have here between two bars, nothing gaps. Who can tell me what is this graph? You talk it about in grade 4 in the second term. Remember that here. If I ask you, if I want here between these two bars, nothing of graphs, and another these two bars, nothing of these graphs. Two bars beside it. It's called excellent. It's called double bar graph. Yes. And let's learn together. Our lesson today, it's talking about a new graph. It's called histogram. What is the meaning of histogram? Histogram display data and intervals. Intervals? What is the meaning of intervals? Intervals, it's a period from number to number, from 10 to 15, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40. I can merge this data by interval, okay? That's called interval along the x-axis, and it used to represent your numerical data only. So histogram represent numerical data only, not categorical data. For example, the following histogram represents the number of hours spent watching movie by a number of people. Here, look at this histogram. Here, I have here horizontal axis and another vertical axis, and I have bar graphs, but without gaps. Bar graphs beside it, all of them, not only two bars. Here I have all these bars beside it, all of them. So it's called histogram, okay, without any gaps. So characteristic of this histogram, title. First of them, title. Here, hours spent watching movie this month. Number 2 axes have a horizontal axis, represent the data grouping in interval. Look at here, from 0 to 1, from 2 to 3, from 4 to 5, from 6 to 7, from 8 to 9, from 10 to 11 hours. Okay, this interval, I can write the interval 0 dash 1, 2 dash 3, 4 dash 5, from 4 to 5. It's called an interval, okay, interval. And the vertical axis has a scale here, a scale of 50, 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, okay. Yes. Number 3, label for each axis. Number 4, shows numerical data. Yes, it's only by showing numerical data. Number 5, bars represent data. Here, number 6, it's an important no gaps between the bar unless data are not given to in a specific interval. So I don't have here any gaps between two bars, okay, without any gaps. Number 7, bars should not overlap. Number 8, bars cannot be rearranged. Okay, that's called histogram. Here, I can compare between characteristic of bar graph and histogram. You can compare between of them. Bar graph, it shows categorical data and numerical data, but histogram, it display only numerical data. Here, bar graph, each bar represents one number and one number interval or one category. Here, the horizontal axis has a numerical interval, but vertical axis has a scale, okay, not category, because here can represent categorical data and here can represent numerical data. Number 3, here the horizontal axis doesn't need to number on it. Here it has no space between bar unless is no data for particular interval, so has no gaps. Here, it requires equal space between each bar or different color for each bar. So here have gaps, but here doesn't have a gaps. Okay, it required an interval to be non-overlapping with the same width. That's our lesson today. Lesson 2 in Unit 6. It's called Exploring the Histogram. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for the channel of MBS. Thank you, Grade 6.